LeBron at 1, and there's Carmelo at 2. Carmelo is number 10 all time in buckets, 27,370. And he joins us right now. And that's not even the most impressive thing, guys. He's now top 10 on the New York Times bestsellers list with his new book. What's up, Melo? How we doing?
Number seven to be
Number
exact.
7, yeah. Just to be, by the way, you get that in there. You get that in. Match the jersey number.
Ironic, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, I love it.
Absolutely.
Melo, congratulations with
That's
that,
cool.
by the way. I know you and Geet a couple of weeks ago talked about your book tour. And when you think about it, here you are trying to gear up for your 19th season. You're on a quest to win a championship. All the while, you're also an author. How do you balance it?
It's easy. You know, it's easy.
Oh.
I mean, once basketball comes first. That's a no-brainer. You know, everything else after that is just extracurricular activities. So as long as you're able to stay solid and lock in on what you need to lock in on, you know, you have time and you have room to do other things.
Melo, Big Game's got a smile on his face because I think he's just happy you're finally here. Is that what you're thinking over there, Big Game?
I am, man. I'm very happy. You know, I was fortunate enough a few years back when Mitch Kupchak was GM to sit in on a little presentation, and you know, things didn't work out the way they did, but he's here now.
He's here now,
and that's the only thing that matters. And I have a question, because after 15 or 16, 17 years, people try to write you off, and people try to say, okay, you're at the end of your career. And then you pop up in Portland, I said, damn, I knew it. I knew he wasn't done.
Not even close to done.
Talk about that, man. Talk about how, in your mind, you know, because veteran players have wisdom. They might not be 22 anymore, but talk about how that has evolved from being the Carmelo, who was a dynamic scorer, to now being the, you know, like the X factor now at this point of your career.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all understand the game, right? We all students of the game. So, you know, if you do the history of the game, nobody never stayed the same, right? There's going to always be adjustments that you have to make. You're going to always have to adapt to certain situations and certain roles because of, you know, a big part of that is that narrative of as you get older, you lose something. And for me, I've always, it never was a basketball thing with me. I always believed in myself. I always knew and know what I can do on a basketball court. I always rely on my work ethic, you know, being in the gym, being knowledgeable of the game, you know, sharpening my mental. And I think once I got to that point, you know, basketball just became, it was more easier for me. It was more efficient for me because I put those 10,000 hours in. I put the 20,000 hours in, and you know, behind the doors, behind the scenes at night and in the morning and working out when nobody is there. Like people don't know that. They may hear it, but they don't know that. They don't understand what that takes. And for me to be taken away from the game for that year and some change, that really gave me, it rejuvenated me. It gave me a newfound passion about the game from a whole different perspective. And I think what you're experiencing now and what you have experienced when I was in Portland is that passion.
Amen.
Yeah, well said, well said. Spreading the floor in today's NBA, especially with the roster around you, is key. Career best from 3 at 42%. How much work, Melo, and I'm glad you brought up that word before, efficiency. How much work do you put into that part of your game? Because every single year you've gotten more and more efficient from there.
Well, you have to. Listen, the game is getting younger, so you have to still fine tune those skills, and then you know those knives in the drawer, man. You gotta keep them sharp. And for me, I've always tried to figure out how to stay sharp and how to stay ahead of the game, how to stay ahead of my competition, how to be smarter, how to utilize things differently. Like you said earlier, man, I'm not 22 no more, so I got to go about things a little bit differently. I got to think things through more so now than I had to when I was 22, when I could just go and play off of pure skill, talent, and just being green and just being raw. So, you know, the times have changed, man. But I'm blessed, man. I'm 19 years in this NBA, man. And,
yeah.
You know, this is the NBA's 75th birthday coming up. So, and for me to say that I've almost spent 19, 20 years of that. I'm blessed, man. That's the only thing I can say.
Melo, you know, when it comes to winning, which is obviously your goal, it takes a team. And we've talked to the big three already when it comes to Russell, AD, and LeBron, and each have echoed that sentiment here today. And when it comes to the relationship between you and LeBron, the friendship, we know, goes beyond basketball. Obviously, the battles over the years with the two of you, well documented always. They've always been fun to watch. But you recently just said, at this point of your career, I'm curious, that you needed to hear directly from him. Why was that important when it came to joining the Lakers?
Well, because I know our friendship. I know our brotherhood that we have. I know the connection that we have. And over the years, we've kind of been dipping and dabbing at, oh, let's play together, let's do this and let's do that. But it wasn't that. And at this point in time, where we both are in our careers, I think we both needed to hear that. I needed to hear, I need you, I want you. Like, let's go. I really needed to hear that affirmation. Whereas before it was just, come on, I think this would be cool. I think this would be dope. Let's make it happen. It was a different feeling. It was a different vibe at this point.
I mean, Melo, so many.
He's in the background right now dancing.
I mean, so many future Hall of Famers on this team. Like, what's the pecking order? What's the pecking order? Like, who gets to eat first on the plane, the Vegas trip? Who's in charge?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm the oldest, man, by a couple months. So
yeah,
that's the pecking order right there. But it's a level of respect that we all have for each other, and I think that's the most important thing. We respect each other as not just as basketball players, but as men. And when you have that, you're able to communicate better. You're able to hold each other accountable, more. Because let's be quite frank, man. It's gonna be ups and downs this year. We ain't gonna have it all figured out every time. I would love that. But this is a long journey, and I want to go through all the leaps and hoops and loops and valleys and hills and mountains that we're going to go through. I want to experience that because I know at the end of the day, if we do what we got to do, it's going to make that journey, that much better.
Great stuff from Carmelo Anthony, man. We appreciate you, and from a guy that has an Italian mother, 100%. I loved your Italian meal reference that he had, analogy the other day.
I appreciate
Doesn't matter who's cooking in the kitchen and how old they are, as long as the food tastes great.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh, man, I
tastes
appreciate
great
that.
and a good cigar.
Great grandmother, my grandmother.
Cigars on the way.
Cigars on the way.
I like
cigars
that.
on the way.
Yes, sir.
All right, we appreciate you, Melo. Thanks so much, man.
Welcome.
Thanks so much,
for
Melo.
spending the
Absolutely.
time.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right.
All right, we got to talk a little Carmelo right there. By the way, I'm already thinking about backstage Lakers.